If we could go back and start all over, knowing what we know now, there are absolutely some things that we would change.
Yeah. Not because they ruined us, but because they cost us time, money, and a lot of unnecessary stress.
So if you're over 40, working full time and trying to build a homestead without burning out,
Yeah. These are the mistakes you can learn from without having to make them yourself.
Hey guys, welcome back to STA Farms. I'm Brandy.
And I'm Aaron. And this is our Homesteading Over 40 series, where we share how we manage livestock, land, and real life while still working full-time off the farm.
So this series is for people who don't start young, who don't have unlimited time, and who want systems that actually work.
Yeah, and in this episode, we're finishing up the series by talking about the mistakes we would avoid if we were starting over again. Okay, so the first mistake that we would avoid, I know you're on the edge of your seats for this one. It is getting too many animals too quickly. And full disclosure, this was 100% my fault. You know how it is. You get into something new and you can't wait to get big and grow fast and start turning a profit and make more money than you ever thought possible. And then reality sets in and you realize you've gotten way over your head. So that's kind of what happened with us.
So when you're excited and motivated, it's easy to think we can handle a few more.
It sure was for us. But every animal adds chores, feed cost, fencing pressure, and a mental load.
Especially when you're working full time and those extra animals don't just add work, they multiply it.
They sure do. So if we were starting over, we would grow at a much slower rate and let our systems prove themselves before adding more mouths to feed.
So another big mistake was not having enough pasture for the number of cattle we had.
Yeah, and that kind of gets into our first mistake, but pasture management, it's everything. If the land can't support the herd, you end up buying feed earlier, feeding longer, and spending more money, all along with getting burnt out quicker.
And when pasture gets overgrazed, recovery time takes sometimes years.
It can take a long time, and we learned that the hard way. So looking back, we should have sized our herd to the land that we had available, not the land that we hope to have available someday.
Right. So this one is a big trap, trying to do too many different things at the same time.
Yeah, and we're all guilty of it. I'm sure you are too. So for us, cattle and pigs and chickens and learning new systems and changing routines and doing all those at once.
Yeah, individually, none of those things are too bad.
No, but when you're grouping them all together, doing them at the same time, learning multiple systems at the same time makes it harder than to do any one of them well by themselves.
Right. So if we were starting again, we'd master one thing first and then build from there.
Yep. Okay, guys, I know what you're asking. But Aaron, what is the biggest mistake that you have made that you would like to fix? If you could go back in time and choose anything, what is the biggest mistake that you and Brandy made that I can avoid? Well, here it is. The biggest mistake that we made, herd management. Yeah, so we wasn't managing for growth. We wasn't managing for profit. We wasn't even managing for food production. We were managing solely and strictly based on emotion.
Right. And when you put time, money, and effort into something and you're not getting a return, you're going to burn out pretty quickly.
Very quickly. And that's exactly what happened to us. Now we're paying the price for that, especially with cattle. Any management decision that you make regarding cattle, you're going to find out if that was a good or bad decision about 1.5 years to 2 years down the line. And that is the exact position that we're in now. We didn't manage like we should have for herd growth, for maximum profitability, or for even food production. We got burnt out and we downsized without a plan, without anything in place, and now we're paying the price for it. Now, cattle prices are at historic highs, and those decisions we made back 1.5 years to 2 years ago, they're really affecting us now.
So now we're having to rebuild in one of the highest or most expensive markets ever, and we wish we'd managed better earlier on.
So, yeah, guys. So, as far as a dollar amount, I don't know what this cost us not managing better a year and a half to 2 years ago, but it was a significant amount of money with what cattle are bringing now. And now, you know, a replacement cow, anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 and up. And it's really, really affected our bottom line. So, learn from our mistake, manage your herd, have a plan, and do better. We sure learned our lesson in this.
Right.
So another mistake that we made was not thinking in systems early enough.
Right. So feeding systems, fencing systems, cattle handling systems, all of that saves us time and energy.
Yeah, and that's especially important when you're trying to homestead over 40. So without systems, every task feels heavier and more stressful than it needs to be.
Right. And if something feels heavy and hard every single day, it's usually the system and not the work itself.
Yeah. Better systems, better time management, more energy, better overall. So, when you work full time, your time and your energy, they are very limited resources.
Right. We used to treat our time like it was very unlimited, and it's not.
Nope. If a task constantly drains you after work or on the weekends or whenever, it is not sustainable long term.
Right. So now we choose or we design everything around efficiency, safety, and simplicity.
Yep, and that's been a huge game changer for our homestead, especially when you're older, over 40, and you're starting to slow down a bit. It's helped out a whole lot, or at least it has with us. So if we were starting over, we would start smaller, we would start slower, and we would be more intentional about the decisions we made.
Right. We'd match our animals to the land we have, our systems to our schedules, and goals to reality.
Yeah. And we make decisions based on sustainability, not just out of the excitement of starting a homestead, buying cows, pigs, whatever.
Right. So this episode really wraps up the heart of this series.
Yep. So everything we've shared, it comes back to one thing. And that thing is making this life sustainable.
Exactly. Especially if you're over 40, working full time, and trying to build something with intention for a lifetime.
Yeah. So, look, you don't have to do everything at once, and you don't have to do everything perfectly.
Exactly. So, learn from our mistakes, build good systems, protect your time. It's very valuable.
Yeah. And your energy.
Yes.
So, guys, we really hope this series has helped you out and give you some ideas about your own homestead. We'd appreciate you liking and subscribing and sticking around.
And as always, thanks for being here, and
We'll catch you on the next one.
bye.